The first mate and I have on our travels visited Los Alamos, New Mexico, where the atomic bomb was first tested. We've also visited the Harry S. Truman Presidential Library to talk about the decision of dropping the atomic bomb. And now our travels have taken us to Hiroshima, Japan, to see the result of those events. And it is something to go there to see this place in this museum of reflection and also to see how Hiroshima has come out of the ashes of such a devastating event. And that's what this video is about. If you're on a cruise, how can you get to the Peace Museum? And if you stay all the way to the end, I'll tell you some fun tips about how to experience Hiroshima as a local. We look forward to showing you Hiroshima. Hi, we're the Cruise Port Captain Crew, exploring the world one port at a time. After more than 20 years of cruising, we've learned the best port days are usually the ones we've planned ourselves. Doing it on your own lets you explore deeper, save money, and truly make the most of every stop. Join us for port guides, travel tips, and cruise know-how to help you make every port day count. Check the video description for links to our favorite resources and tools that help us cruise smarter, and maybe they'll inspire your next adventure. Now on to the video. And here are support basics I think that'll absolutely help you get your day started in Hiroshima. The currency is the Japanese yen. We encourage you to have some cash with you. It is one of those places where the numbers seem really big, but then when you do the conversion, it's like a dollar. So you want to have your converter with you so you know where your dollars are going or whatever currency you're using. Credit cards are accepted most places as well, but you'd be surprised how much it's handy to have a few dollars with you. I mean, a few small cash with you. Immigration at this time for U.S. citizens was no worries. We didn't have to do anything, but always check your U.S. State Department if you're a U.S. citizen or your equivalent in your country. Language is Japanese, of course, but don't expect English to be frequently spoken. This is not a tourist city. This is a modern city where people are not used. It's not that they're not used to seeing English visitors, they're just not used to speaking English all that much. So, have your translator with you on your phone or just be friendly. They're very warm people, and if you get stuck, they will certainly help you. Just requires a lot of smiling and a lot of patience. And always be ready for rain. We were very lucky on this cruise. We did not have any rain except I think for one day, but you would want to bring a jacket and an umbrella with you just in case you get caught. Now that we have those port basics down, let's decide what you want to do for the day. It will depend on how long you're in port. So our particular day on the Celebrity Millennium is we arrived at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. We probably cleared about 9:30 and we were all on board at 5:30 p.m. Some options to do is to visit the Peace Memorial Museum and Park, Hiroshima Castle, Miyajima, there we go, Miyajima Island, and we're not going to try the last one. And all of these are going to depend on like what you've done before, if you've been to Hiroshima before, or if you have more time, maybe if you overnight. And those are the big things to do. They're more than likely what the cruise line is going to offer, and you just pick from there. And I'll tell you what we did in a moment. Disembarking from the ship, you can't just walk off the ship. You do have to take a shuttle bus that is provided by the Port Authority. You can see the Celebrity Millennium way in the background, but it only took about 10 minutes, and I don't remember us waiting too long to take it in the morning, and it was fairly easy to take it back. But that's another thing, that when you are planning your return to the ship, that you allow enough time to take that shuttle bus. But they were very frequent. What we did that day is we did visit the Peace Memorial Museum and Park. It is quite large and it takes some time. And then later in the day, the first mate went to Hiroshima Castle, and the captain, that would be me, took a break. And I'm going to tell you all about in the Go Local section. The reason we did not go to Miyajima, the island is it took well, it's not really an island, but it's pretty significant ferry ride from where we were. So where the shuttle drops you off it's going to drop you off to the easiest place to take public transportation, and the ferry is right there. It wasn't even a cost situation. We were a little worried about the ferries being booked and we'd have a hard time getting back. So that was a concern for us. And you can spend all day there. And since this was our first time there, we didn't want to shortchange either experience. So we went with visiting the Peace Memorial and Museum and staying in Hiroshima itself. But you can do it different ways. You just want to be sure that, if you are looking at the shore excursions and they're promising you a bunch of stuff, like seeing the museum and the park and Miyajima, you probably are going to be running through things pretty fast. It's, again, just know what you want to do and your options. That's what we always encourage you to do. Where the shuttle bus drops you off, you will just make a quick short walk to this table, very fancy. We found this in all the Japanese ports, that there were volunteers there ready to help you buy tram tickets or just with general information. So this is a tram operator, so you don't have to worry about it. And it can tell you that, big signs, volunteers spoke English. You could buy your round trip ticket from the port to anywhere that the trams take you, and then you see that the round trip was only $3. And lots of people did this. This gives you a sense too of where the map is, and you can see that this is in English as well. So the bottom arrow points to the 3 trams that went all the way to the port, and then the top arrow are the 2 main stops for the Hiroshima Peace and Memorial Park. So you're going to take tram line 7 or 1, and then make one of those stops, Chudumai or Fukuromachi. And that's a picture of me in between the trams. The signs are on the front that tell you what tram number it is. You can follow people. It's very easy, very user-friendly, even if you're not really used to using streetcars, which we're not. We have lousy public transportation where we live, but it was very easy for us. Once you're in the city, this gives you a sense what a tram stop looks like. And you can see it's just like there's normal traffic happening behind us. They also have really good signs everywhere that are also, like I said, they're always in English, and they give you the tram stop. Now, if you do decide to pay as you go, and there really seemed to be no kind of bonus or monetary difference if you bought a day pass or just the round trip ticket, you will pay the driver directly when you leave the tram. Just watch people, you'll see it. So when you get on the tram, you just get on the tram. And then when you exit the tram, you will go to the driver and pay. It's different than a bus. Like usually when you're on a bus, you pay the driver first. And in this situation, you're going to pay the driver last. And this is in front of the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum. This is in front of the entrance to give you a sense of what it looks like. So what we learned when we went there that we wish we had known or we had read somewhere else, and that's why we made Cruise Port Captain, is our pro tips is purchase your tickets online. It was very easy to do. There's going to be a lot of placards everywhere to give you a QR code so you can buy your tickets, and you can do that and bypass a big line. It was very simple. And what we also wish we had done is we had waited later the day to go, because this, of course, is the main thing that everybody wants to see on the ship. And it's not just the ship, it's just in general. So it was very crowded when we went there, because we went right from the ship to the Memorial Museum and Park area. So it was very crowded. And that certainly affected the experience once we got inside. It is open till at least 6 o'clock, and different times of the year it's open till 7 o'clock. So there was plenty of time to go back later. And that's what we wish we would have done. It's intense inside. You want to take your time, but when we went, it was almost like you were right next to people, and it made it really hard to sit and absorb. So that's our pro tip. Buy your tickets online and go later in the day. And the next couple of pictures, it'll just give you a sense of what the memorial park looks like. It's very big. I don't have pictures inside the museum because I think that's something you have to experience yourself. But this will give you an idea what the grounds are like and why it's important to go visit. When the first mate and I travel, we don't always stay together because we kind of get to different fatigue levels or we like to do different things. So the first mate went to Hiroshima Castle by himself. And you'll see that on the right side or left side, I'm sorry, there is a map to show you the distance. Not far at all. It was only a 20-minute walk, and he's got those long European legs, so he probably did it in 15 minutes. But you can see just some of the pictures from his time visiting the castle. So very easy to add that to your day itinerary. And our last little section is about how to go local. There's so much more to traveling than just seeing the things that, are checklists that the cruise lines offers or, you read in a travel book. What, I really like about traveling is trying to do things or at least meet people where they are. You don't even necessarily talk to them, but just get a sense of what real life is like. And one thing that is very different in Japan is that a great place to have a snack or really even a full meal is a family mart or a convenience store. I should say it's a convenience store. So Family Mart is one well-known convenience store. You're going to see them everywhere. 7-Elevens are everywhere as well. And inside these convenience stores, most of them will have seating. So people really do take their lunch breaks there. You can have restaurant quality sushi for like $1 or two. They usually have Wi Fi as well. Get a drink. It's just a great way to have a snack or a break if you don't want to stop for a full lunch, which we rarely do, or you just need something to tide you over to get back to the ship. And funny enough, in 7-Eleven, but I didn't really get this until later on that I read about it. And Anthony Bourdain, the famous traveling chef, he said that the egg salad sandwich in Japan 7-Elevens were like eating a puff of a cloud. And I'm so bummed that I didn't read that till after I left Japan. So if you go to Japan, go to 7-Eleven and egg salad is your thing, try an egg salad sandwich and let me know how it is. I really am bummed I didn't get to do that. But great place, great tip too. Mostly too, like I said, really at the beginning of the video, is that must be a big deal in Japan because rain umbrella culture is a big thing. Everywhere you'll see an umbrella stand. You can take an umbrella, put your umbrella there when it's wet. Most of the shopping malls are undercover, so that's just something. So this is a big shopping mall that is near one of the stations that is near the Hiroshima Peace and Memorial um, Park and Museum. But as I said, we like to see the culture, and this is kind of a money saving tip as well. Like most cruise content creators will tell you don't do spa uh, experiences on the ship unless you just want to, of course. But you can always do that, or I wouldn't say always, but you can most of the time do it cheaper when you are on shore. And this is where me and the first mate split up because he doesn't like this kind of stuff. But my feet were killing me at this point. We had been traveling almost 2 weeks or maybe 2.5 weeks pretty intensely at this point. And this nice young man was giving me a foot massage. It was reflexology and not like a traditional foot massage that I've had in America. It was amazing. It's just what I needed. And I can't remember how much I paid for it, but you can see here the sign for the full 60 minutes was $46 and mine was 30 minutes, and it was amazing. So I highly encourage you that if you have the extra time and or you just want to do different things, that you do this, like you do a spa experience or you go somewhere really local to eat. uh, that's the joy of traveling. What we really have fun. I almost remember this stuff more than I do maybe the things that are showing up in a tour guide book. I'll give you a sense too where I went. So this is it was in Sun Mall. So the bottom arrow is the tram station. Now I believe that was, you can see Fukumura tram station. So the Memorial Park is just to the left off the map. And then there's one of those family marts just a little bit above that. And then the short walk above gets you to Sun Mall, and where I went to, Karanda was the name of it. And it was a chain, so there were several across the city. I will warn you though, it's not quite the spa experience that my stock photo looks like. It was in the middle of a very noisy mall, and you were not in your own room. You were in a kind of a group area, but I believe you kept your clothes on, regardless what kind of treatment you were having. So if you were having a full massage, I doubt you were going all the way to getting into, what traditionally happens. So just be mindful of that. But it was well worth the experience, certainly worth the value for the money. And it really helped me to relax and keep me strong for the rest of our trip. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and we appreciate all of you being a part of the Cruiseport Captain Cruise. Whether you're a current subscriber, which we appreciate all of you, hitting that little subscribe button, or you're new to the crew, if you would do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing, but it certainly means a lot in the world of YouTube creators, so we can keep creating the good stuff for you. If we enjoy seeing the world, we try to do it as economically as possible so we can keep going. And we hope these tips help you do the same. And if they did, hit like for us, or even better, share it with a friend. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. We're happy to help. And if you've been to Hiroshima and you have some other tips that maybe something we missed or we didn't do and you did it instead, leave it. I feel we're a part of a community trying to see the world and maybe make sense of the world, but it's great. And we have other things in the comments about things that we use while we travel that we hope will help you too. So if you need anything else, let us know. Otherwise, make life a bon voyage.